another episode. Today's episode is all about how to survive polar versal. In this video, I am not going to give you details on where to go, how to build a cave, or stuff like that. Through all those observations that you see online from scientists, one degree or another, they all are telling us what to expect, what the forces are going to be at play. They keep forgetting one simple thing, that in all this whole thing, you, the person, you are the most important. In all their findings, in their observations, the human factor is missing. And this is one of the most important factors in that. Without this, nothing is possible. So what? You will survive, for example, somehow, and then what? The first thing you need to know if you are mentally fit to that. If not, then you need to work on this. There are certain steps that you need to take to be better prepared to face that. And this is what this video is all about. I know that many of you will find this really stupid, but some will find this of great value. You will not find any videos like that online, because everybody is focusing only on the mechanical stuff, where the safe zones are, how to build the cave, what to take to the cave, and stuff like this. But you are not included. It doesn't matter if it's Douglas, if it's Ben, they all talk about all the forces that are going to be played. But there is a very little about you. And my next video that is coming after this one is going to be titled, It's Not the Sun, and then I am going to explain a little bit more about that. So, for this test, what I am going to ask you may sound very stupid, very silly, but I want you to take that very seriously. I'm going to play slides with questions. I am going to go over, I will go with you over them, explaining some of them, and then on the end, the second part, I will answer additional, or I am going to provide you additional questions that you need to answer for your sake. If you don't like that, no harm. If you do find some value in this, please leave me some comment, and on the end, please share that with other viewers. How you manage the whole situation. So let's begin. First of all, when things are gonna go worst, power is gonna go off completely. There is not going to be electricity, water, gas, cell phones, internet, nothing. So what I want you to do during the day when you are not working, for the 12-hour period, turn off everything off completely. All right? There is going to be a second part that requires you to do at night. But first, let's see how you handle 12 hours. 12 only, that's what I'm asking for. 12 hours without anything. No cell phone, no TV, no internet, no running water, no fridge, no stove. Do you understand that? And this may sound silly and funny, but this is about your life. This is about life and death if you consider going that route. All right? So let's begin. So let's do the test. For this purpose, what you need is you and pen and paper, because I want you to take lots of notes during that the whole time that you are going to be testing, mostly yourself. So as I said, please turn off everything for 12 hours, completely, everything. No communication with the outside world whatsoever. You may actually call your friends and family to let them know that you are experimenting with something, so they don't show up at your door checking on you, being worried and stuff like that. You can actually ask them to do the same, because at some point even though I am not saying that out loud, but I will mention that very soon is coming that you are going to have no power. And right now it's summer, so it's the best time to test what I am proposing, because if that's happened in the winter when there is -40 Celsius, then it's going to be different story. So this objective of this test is to see how well you can manage the following 3 things: food, water, and shelter, because they are the basics for your survival. And you need to be aware how to handle that. But when you realize that something happened, there is no power anymore, and the worst part is that you might be living in an apartment building. Well, I will tell you that on the end of this video. If you are in a house, the first thing, it doesn't matter what location you are, the first thing what will happen, panic, anxiety, hysteria. This is going to be the first thing that is going to happen to you. You might be your mental health might be in good shape, yet when you are faced with stuff like that, you may start panicking. So the first thing you need to do, if you are a family, take your husband or your wife to take care of the kids, which means engage them in some kind of game that takes their mind off. And as you guys playing, it doesn't matter what it is, telling stories, doing some crafts, because this is during the day, and still you can use some items that you can make a fake game of whatever you want, or you can play cards or a board game or anything else, or even take them outside. But during the game, please explain to them what this is all about. The more they are involved, the more they are engaged, the better for the whole family. You are going to be working as a unit. Now, once that's done, if you notice that you are going through the panic and anxiety modes, you need to figure out the first thing, how to handle that. One of the great things to do is to stimulate your vagus nerve. Please just type that in the search bar at YouTube. You have thousands of videos about that. They are better, not so good. Pick the one that is appealing to you and have something very handy and simple at hand so you can manage the anxiety. Then, once you already are calmed down and you focused, you believe me, in all those situations, if this is going to power shortage or anything else, you need to be focused, you need to be calm, you need to, leave all the unnecessary worry outside. Now, once that's done, even though I ask you to turn everything off, go again, check your gas, water, and anything that might be fire hazard. The reason for that is that you need to understand you have no communication, no paramedic, no fire department can come to your house. So turn off all the amenities and make sure that they are off, just in case. This is a so-called dry run. If something like that happened, do it anyway, because if the power surge is there, then you are in big trouble. If you have gas open, or some water taps are open, or there might be a short circuit, those things are important, because you don't have any help. You can't get any help. You are on your own right now. Go around the house and see how you can protect the house, since you don't have any internet connection. How to protect yourself from break-ins, because that's important. Okay, so let's move further. Now that you understand that your fridge is not working, assess your food supply. See how you can manage and for how long you can survive without getting any supplies. Check the perishables, like if you have a chicken in a freezer, you need to, within the 12 hours, cook it, bake it, whatever, or dispose somehow, because chicken meat cannot stay unfrozen for very long. Pork and beef, different story. With looking for the ways how to cook that, you need to be very inventive. You need to understand that there might not be a gas at hand. So what methods will you use to prepare a meal? And when you are doing this, make a note. What would be the best food to have at the house, so it does not require cooking but can be prepared easily and can be satisfying for you? This may be long run, so weigh all those possibilities very careful. Second thing, access to fresh water other than bottled water, because it's easy right now. This is for the test. You can say, okay, I'm gonna buy like 48 bottles case, 2 cases for 24, and I am fine. I can survive, no problem. You don't even need that much water for the 12 hours. But think about it, that something happened, you are stuck in a house that is not going to get back running water or electricity. Do you have access to fresh water, or do you know how to purify water? If you don't, perhaps it would be a good idea to learn methods how to purify water. Just brainstorming. That's the more you put on a paper, the more you are not relying on outside world for your survival, the better. Those are just simple things. I am not giving you anything hard. Now, for the power of, if you need a light, go somewhere. Keep rechargeable batteries, even though they at some point gonna be useless anyway. My suggestion to you, just type to Google search bar, hand cranked power generators. There are lots of them. They vary in price, but I am not going to give you any links for that. It is up to you. The more you find on your own, the better you will learn how to find things, test things for yourself, because it's all about you. It's not that someone is going to take you by hand and tell you what to do. It is time that you make the decisions. It's not me being mean. I am just doing you a favor by trying to engage your own ability to make decisions and figure out what you need. Now, you will need, when you are in this situation, you will need fire ignitors. You need to find something really good one, something that is hand cranked, not some electronic stuff. Something that can work as a capacitor, of course, but you need to either has a small flywheel or something that is can work for, let's say, 50 years. You would need that long, but you know, something be later. It's better to have something that works for a very long time than doesn't work at all. Of course, you need blankets, because if that happened during the winter, you are gonna be freezing, and you need to protect yourself from freezing. Of course, you need a map of the area where you are, and to know where the roads are out of the city. You need to understand where are the high elevation points, if there is a flat or something like that. Now, this part, seeds, I am going to explain in the second part, because that is really important. But remember, just write it down, what seeds you have at home, where they are, so you can access them very easy. All right. Now, you need to learn, if you didn't yet, how to grow plants in hostile environment. In other words, what you can grow in your basement or windowsill or in any conditions inside, even with limited light, what plants would grow. I can tell you that in case of seeds like grains, one of the best is oat. Oats are growing in Scotland in conditions where it's cold and sometimes windy and snowing. They grow in the mountains. They grow in the places where they have sheep, and this is the more resilient from all the grains plants to grow. Now you need to also figure out if you feel that there is some kind of either earthquake, tornado approaching. If you have a shelter from that, that's important, because you don't want to stay on the main floor when, let's say, hurricane category 3 or 4 hits your house, because then there is no point for you to survive. You won't survive anyway. And then when the waters are rising, you just find a way to get yourself to the higher grounds. That's also important. Now, take notes of everything that comes to your mind. Everything. How you would survive without electricity and running water. And remember, take off, just turn off everything for the 12 hours. You don't have to. This is your choice. I am not going to force you to do anything. But remember, this is the first test that is going to give you a glimpse how dependent you are on stuff that is not you. Then after a while you take a second test, but this time take that during the night time, where everything is off, and turn everything off and try to navigate in the darkness. It's more interesting, but you are going to be already prepared from the first test how to do that. You will be aware where things are. You are going to be more sensitive to your surroundings, because believe me, you will after this test. I know that some of you will not do that, and you will claim that this is just pointless and useless. Remember, survival is not about things. It's about your mental state. Safety comes from you, not from the guns, not from the cave, not from the houses. Safety comes from you. If you are anxious, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. That's why this is mental exercise, and this exercise is coming as close as possible to situations that you need to survive if you opt to go that route. Then make a follow-up test. After the first one, you are going to have a better idea what to expect, how to deal with that. First, do for full day and night, and see how you are doing, including preparing your meals. Don't do shortcuts, because that is pointless. I did that a few years ago, test like that, and I did really surprisingly well. And then once in a while, let's say every 2 months or 3 months, do each time a little bit longer. So at some point you will find that there is another world up there, and it's much more beautiful than you think, and you will find things about yourself that you had no idea that there are there. One thing, don't forget to figure out how to wash yourself during that time, even though that is going to be only at first 12 hours. But you will need to take care of your personal hygiene, and of course the bathroom. You need to find a solution how to do that. In the summer, it's fine. You can go under the tree or bury your poop somewhere in the garden. That's no problem. But find something permanent solution to that, not just temporary to poop on your neighbor's front yard or something like that. That is not really nice. Okay. Now, I know that you are going to have a crazy experience with that. I did. One of my friends did that too. There is a lot of sharing with the experience and observation. If you feel that sharing with others or with other viewers, I would really appreciate that, because that's very helpful. You can even start some kind of group where you can guys exchange that information. I am more than happy to help you with set up such group. Okay, so those are the key elements. Not complicated, something very simple. So as you can see, this is not something very complicated. I want you to realize how dependent you are on everything outside. You are dependent on electricity, water, and stuff like that. You are dependent on paramedics, you are dependent on fire department. Those things won't exist. You need to accept that fact. You need to look how much, or you need to find ways to deal with those issues that are going to be arising within your family. When, for example, when you are with young kids, teach them how to, in case of emergency, how to exit the house, which doors are the best, and how to do that. Just play with them the fire drill. That is the best way to get them into the mood of participating with that, and then slowly explain to them what it's coming, what to expect. Not in a scary way, but rather usually do that when you are playing games. Just a little bit, feed them a bit, and answer the questions honestly. That's important. If you have children, if you're a single parent with kids, it's a bit different story. They really heavily depend on you, so your mental state in this case is very important. Now, I mentioned seeds. Many preppers, they are religious in stacking stuff and items that they are not necessary. You need to think, you need to simplify things. As time goes on, you might, through cooperations with others, be less dependent. You can offer them something in return for whatever they can do for you. And the seeds, they are the most important part of survival, not food. The seeds, because not only you need to grow them so you can replenish them, you can sprout them and eat them as sprouts. For example, beans, they increase in volume. So instead of having lots of food in cans and dry food, you can have a little bag of seeds which they expand 5 or even 10 times. Chia seeds are very good because chia seeds, not only you can eat them with food, they expand under the moist conditions about 5 times. And they sprout very quickly and they grow very quickly. Same thing with chickweed. Chickweed grows everywhere. Dandelion grows everywhere. Stuff like that is important. Now, there is another very important question that you need to ask yourself. There is no me straightforward tell you, so pay attention. You need to understand and figure out which conditions are better for you, for your survival, in a city, in a high-rise apartment, or in somewhere in the suburbs, where you can have cellar, where you can have a shelter from tornadoes, you can grow your own stuff, and access to fresh water. No, don't tell me. You answer this question yourself. Just figure out. Is it better to be in the city or outside? I think you know the answer to that, and you know why I am saying this way. So, after you've done, as I already mentioned, I would be more than happy to see your comments, how you did it. If you don't want, that's fine. I am not going to judge you based on there is not going to be marks for that. The next video is going to be, it's not the sun. There are certain things that you need to understand about the sun, what is happening, and how much misinformation there is about our past and the whole sun situation. After that, I'm going back to have a few videos about the missing ones, because believe it or not, the survival, the This whole thing has one thing in common, it's the energy. But how does this energy place? I am going to explain that in the videos. And one of these videos is going to be, I'm going to be sharing my own personal experience. I never share that with anyone. Actually, there is one chapter in my book which is titled Bizarre, and I know now much more about what really happened up there, and I will share that with you. I'm sure you're gonna like that video. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe, please like this video, please share this video, and see you in the next video.